at a story. Thank you. Man, those are heavy. We're going to look at a story, if you will. Turn to page 16. And I heard you guys have been talking about characters, plots, and settings. Is that right? Yes? Can somebody tell me what a character of a story is? You know? What is a character? Close. A character is not somebody who writes a story. That would be the author. But good try. I liked your answer. Yes.
It's like the main character of the story.
That's right. A character is a person, sometimes an animal, in the story that the story is about. What about, yes, Trinity?
I've been asking so a animal could be a character of a talking animal.
It could be. Like the story. What is a story? Can you think of a story with an animal? Yes.
3 Little Pigs.
3 Little Pigs. The pig and the wolf are the characters. Thank you. What about a setting? That's kind of tricky. Yes.
A setting is where it takes place.
Where it takes place. Good. So like if you look around right now, if we were in a story, the setting would be a classroom. Good job. And finally, the plot. This one's kind of tricky to me. Anyone who knows a plot? Let you all think on that one, because that one's kind of... Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's a good answer. I like that. Does someone want to add? Yes?
A plot is when if you make a chart and you're probably talking about the characters and you're talking about their feel and their emotions and like that.
Yes, the emotions and things that happen in the story. So, like they would happen to the main characters. They had a problem, or if they had an action. Like in Ginny V. Jones. Or say, you know, I woke up in the morning, but I did not set my alarm clock last night. So I woke up late, so I had to rush eat breakfast, and then I had to run out the door. While I was running out the door, I tripped on my shoelace, finally got to my car, and I made it to school, but I got to school late because I didn't set my alarms. So, who would be the main character in that story if I was telling you a story? Yes. I would. Ms. Hodges would be the main character. What would be the plot? That's right, because that's a problem I had. Because I woke up late, I tripped, and that happened to me, the main character. And the setting, where would that be? Do you know? Do you know the setting?
Look at this. Let's get something to eat. Maybe that will help together.
If I woke up in the morning, where would I normally be? Yeah, my house, in my bedroom. And then I made it to school. So if we look, yeah, I did get there late. So on page 16, we have some vocabulary words. If you look at them, letters. Letters, do you know what a letter is? It can be more than one way, yes. That's right. You can write a note to your friend and you can mail it to them. What is another kind of letter?
A letter is like
S. Or, yes, the letters make up a word. So they can be 2 times the letters. I think this letter is talking about the kind that you write and would mail. Visit. What does visit mean? Yes. Yeah, I like how you... Visiting would be... How would another way... How could you say that another way? Go somewhere. You could go somewhere that you normally don't go. Treks. This was kind of a tricky one for me. Do you know what treks? Treks right there? Yes, treks. Do you know what that one is? Do you know? I had to read this one in a sentence. Close. See the E? So it's trek. Do you know what?
It sort of means the same as a park.
Kind of. Well, Maybe not in this story, but I like how you're thinking about that. Yes. I like how you're thinking. That's a track. So very close. This one's kind of tricky. How about I use it? Okay, one more.
Trek is when you're going down the hill and you're rolling, and you like when you're rolling, you're going in a trek, because when you're going like that, you're rolling, and it just keeps going and going till you get stuck.
You were on the right path. Yes, I liked how you used on the hill. Trek is like a fancy word for hiking or walking, or you're gonna trek somewhere. You're gonna go somewhere. So, and then it's plans. Do you know what plans is? Trinity, do you know what a plan is? That's right. So if I'm planning on pranking somebody, I could say, I'm going to call them and act like I have a dog for sale. That would be my plan, to trick them into thinking I have a dog for sale. And explore. Does anyone know what an explorer is? Do you know what an explorer is? That's right, that's perfect. I love how she said that. They go and travel the world and find new things. Man. Alright, so if everyone can get your finger, I use the finger to make sure I can read straight. I'm going to read Ned's Pen Pal. When I read this, try and think of who the characters are. And if I did not know what a pen pal was, I would probably... Yeah, I would read the title, but since pen pal is in the title, I'm going to look at the mailbox and be like, they put that mailbox on the paper because of something. So maybe the pen pal, maybe has something to do with mailing a letter. That's what I would think of. That's fine. It says, in class, Miss Ben tells Ned, send letters to a pen pal. Tell what you like to do. Ned picks Ross. Ned tells Ross he likes Yes. Ned tells Ross he likes fawns with Justin Ross. Rose sends it back. He likes to swim and bike. Ross plans a trip to Ned tells Ben Ross will be an explorer. Oh, you don't have to read that. Thank you, though. Very good. So, what did we learn who the characters were? Do you know who the characters were? Ned. Yes, Ned, and I think there's one more. Mrs. Ben, so yes, Mrs. Ben is one. So we have Ned, Mrs. Ben, and Trinity. Ross, yes. So Ross and Ned would be the main characters because they're going to write back and forth. Now, what did we find out about what Ned, a character trait? That would be something about Ned. Do you know anything of what you learned about Ned?
That Ned likes to track on hills.
That's right. That was one of our vocabularies. Very good. Do you want to say something that you learned about Ned?
Ned tells Ross he likes ponds with ducks.
Excellent. Very. Yeah, so if there was a story written about Ned, the setting, if he likes frogs and toads, where would the setting be? Let me see. Trent, where would the setting be if he was playing with frogs and toads? Yeah, at a lake. Very good. See, you just now used your background knowledge to think, where do I normally see frogs and toads? In a pond. In a pond. Or in a lake. Did you hear that? What did she say? He's so good. A pond and a lake is where we normally find what? What? You can look it back in your story. In a jungle, we normally find frogs and toads. Because I asked if there was, yes, I asked if there was a story about Ned and he was playing with frogs and toads, where would the setting be? And they said Or like a lake and a pond. Hmm? Okay. So we can turn the page. Start. Now, this is called Pen Pals. That's right. So before we get started, everyone look at the first page, the first picture on 18. Where do you think the setting is? What is the setting out of it? In her house. It looks like she's in her bedroom, doesn't she? So we're going to read until... Yeah.
When she said it's where it takes place in her house, where does it take place in her house?
Where? So like the setting would be...
In her bedroom.
Okay, that works too. Yeah, if you want to get more detailed, but her answer was perfectly fine. Let's see. We're going to read until page 22, and then I'm going to stop you. So